Today on Pinbox Jack Unboxed, I want to discuss a Manchester icon, a true legend of the city. Today, I want to talk about Taylor Swift. Yes, she wasn't born in Manchester, has no natural connection to the city, and last performed in Manchester in 2018. She even skipped the best city in the UK for the Eras Tour. I mean, she's not perfect. But she, or rather a version of her, has won the hearts of many commuters in the city centre over the years. And here's the story. For there is a legend in Manchester that Taylor Swift watches over the city, guarding it, protecting it. But in this defence of our great city, she goes not by Taylor Swift, but as Tram Taylor. Tram Taylor first emerged in our city in 2017 in the window of a flat between the tram stops of Deansgate Castlefield and Cornbrook in Manchester city centre. Okay, it's not the real Taylor Swift, duh, but a 180 by 60 centimetre cardboard cutout of the legendary musician. Of course, Manchester has plenty of its other cardboard cutout celebrities. But Tram Taylor seems to be the only one that has really won the heart of Mancunians. Red Redmond, comedian and the owner of Tram Taylor until last year, we'll get onto that later, described the first meeting with this cardboard superstar. I first met Tram Taylor back in 2017 when she was left behind at a club night at the Lead Mill in Sheffield, where I work. I took her on a train ride back to my flat in Manchester, where she has stood ever since. However, in January 2023, Manchester was shook to the core with the news that Red was moving back to Sheffield, leaving the future in doubt as to what would become of Tram Taylor, especially as Sheffield is more than 30 miles away. Listen, it's not that much distance really, and true, Sheffield was, in a way, Tram Taylor's natural home, given where she'd come from. But she had become an adopted and proud Mancunian, and the good people of Manchester were not just going to hand her over willingly, were they? Some didn't, with efforts being taken even to persuade the mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, to intervene on the issue. He didn't, as far as I know. And yet, Red knew what the cutout meant to the city and to its people. When they vacated the flats in 2023, Tram Taylor was left to continue her silent protection of Manchester until new tenants moved in. A clause was even added to the tenancy agreement that Tram Taylor would be displayed whoever moved in next. And yet, that Taylor was different somehow, as if someone else had taken up the mantle. It was true. The original Taylor had been replaced with a doppelganger, a replacement Tram Taylor. I was going to make a joke about replacement bus services there, but I couldn't think of anything clever to say. But why? Who was this imposter Taylor, and where was the real Tram Taylor? Well, the real Tram Taylor had been auctioned off to raise money to support trans and non-binary children and their families in memory of a 16-year-old transgender girl who was murdered in February 2023. So the Tram Taylor may be new, but she still stands vigil. And sometimes if you look really closely, you can still see her when taking the tram between those two stops. I honestly can't believe I got through this entire video without making a Taylor Swift pun. You know, I had a feeling I would just accidentally put the title of one of her songs into the script, but I just couldn't shake it off. Well, I had to. And that will do for this video. If you did enjoy it and want to see more sort of deep divey stuff, subscribe down below. Check out my previous videos on screen now, and hope you'll have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you all next time.